I've had this great request come through to do a tarot reading regarding Fibonacci timelines and how we're moving through various timelines at the moment. Basically, today's Friday the 13th, and the discussion was looking at the Fibonacci sequence. We're at the 13th today, Friday the 13th, magical day, lovely day to be doing such lovely things, and looking at how we traverse these particular times, these very important times. August 2021, I mean, hey, Friday the 13th, all the powerful astrology going on and what's going on in the world. So I'm not going to do my normal Celtic cross. I'm going to do them in a little spiral, even though they probably won't look like a spiral, but we'll see. And obviously with doing these timelines, there's not really, as we know, there isn't really any past and there isn't any present and future, and all these dimensions interlink and overlap, and it's all very exciting. So I'm going to just pick the cards, and it's like the point on the timeline. This is the point on this timeline. And obviously things are always shifting. So I thought this is a really interesting thing to do. So I'm doing a tarot reading on the Fibonacci sequence of how we're moving through these numerical kind of points on a timeline. And I'm going to start with what will be the 5, a point on a timeline, and you know where we're actually coming through. So the 5 would be kind of in the middle here, and then we move to the 8. So the 5 in the tarot would be the Emperor. So moving from that Emperor energy through to strength, okay, through to death, through to the world and beyond. Okay, so they're quite interesting points of the tarot. We're not using those actual cards, but they're just referencing to the number of the tarot themselves. I've had some very elaborate thoughts of these readings to do in my mind, so but I'm just going to keep it simple. So the first card that we are going to get, well, that's about right, for number 5 regarding I didn't tell you, did I, that I'm using my beautiful Egyptian tarot for this, because I felt it called for some magic ancientness, okay? And look what we have first. We have the Tower, the obviously pulling down. So here we start on this part of the timeline. This relates to the number 5 on the Fibonacci sequence. So pulling down, the Tower is about pulling down structures and things that have been built up, and getting to the heart of something, getting rid of everything that stands between the outside and the truth. It's about secrets and unveiling secrets and revealing secrets and bringing to the surface. You know, once you get rid of the Tower and raise everything to the ground, then things can be rebuilt. Obviously, to have everything pulled to the ground can be traumatic, it can be devastating, it can be brilliant for some people. So I think from a beginning point on the timeline that we're choosing to start at, this number 5, I think that is very, very useful to see. Bringing it all down, the Tower, raising it to the ground. Okay, so the next one would relate to the number 8 in the Fibonacci sequence, and what comes next after it's been raised to the ground. What comes next? Oh, I see. Look at that, the Magician. So the Tower comes. I just got to do this lovely kind of swirling around. These cards are absolutely beautiful. They look like you're walking into some Egyptian kind of fantastic magical place with all the gold and all the richness that the Egyptians. Oh, look at that lovely sheen. Oh, love it. Anyway, let's get back to the point. The Magician. So this would be the number 8. I'd kind of say, you know, this is where we've just come from, in a way, from in our own timeline. So the Magician, what does the Magician say? So we've had the Tower raising things to the ground, exposing what's at the center of something, just, you know, sudden kind of pulling down of stuff. And then the Magician is saying, okay, We have everything that we need. We have all our skills. We have wisdom. We have knowledge. We have everything. All we need now do is to apply it, put it into action. How do we want to use our tools of manifestation? How do we want to use our skills? I mean, I say magical skills, and it's ancient knowledge, it's wisdom, it's integrity, it's kindness, it's compassion. That is what skills and magic can be about. And energy, manipulating energy. We manipulate our own energy in order to bring the best out of ourselves. So I think that is, again, really very interesting. You've got the tower, and then you've got the magician. Okay, it's been raised to the ground, and here we are. We stand here sovereign, understanding that the power is ours. We have this power, like the magician does. He has the power to do exactly what he needs to do. No one has power over him. There's only him and divinity. He is just completely and utterly connected to divine source, which is fantastic. So then we go to the 13, and again today is Friday the 13th, so I'm interested what comes up. It's been there's lots of things happening in the world, and there's a lot of energy, and there's a lot of potential, and there's a lot of shift. So what comes up for the 13? Oh, I say, lovely. Look at that, the star. So here we have the ability to make dreams come true. The star, look at that, it's about really reaching for the stars, being the star, being that wonderful energy on earth. This is about the wishes manifesting. Look at that beautiful card. Oh, I'm actually quite mesmerised by all that. Beautiful card to have. So the 13, the death card, the transformation, is believing. This is what comes up for me, believing that those dreams can come true. I really, I find that really interesting, because the more we know about keeping our focus on the dreams, keeping our focus of what is possible, keeping our minds on, you know, that utopia that we know it can be created, has been created. And as these worlds and these timelines overlap and these dimensions kind of exchange energy, we really have got this opportunity to manifest this fantastic thing that we are all very interested in. So that is lovely. The star card. Okay, so now we move into the 21. In astrology, the 21st card is the world, and then you have the Fool, who then goes back and starts a new cycle of a journey. So what do we have at the 21 as this timeline moves forward and this Fibonacci cycle kind of unfolds itself? What do we have? Oh, okay. Wasn't expecting that after the star. But hey, isn't that the way of things? So this is the 5 of Wands, fire, the element of fire. And it is a card of, you look at these people, and I always think with the 5 of Wands, it's like, okay, are they dancing? Are they fighting? Are they trying to build something? The 5 of Wands can be a card of, okay, what's going on here? Who's in charge? What are we doing? It can be a bit of a card of confusion, which I suppose when you're doing a rebuild, it's absolutely necessary to have a little bit of clash of ideas, people wanting to be in charge, people wanting to kind of get the plans and do it their way. So the 5 of Wands, so moving forward after the star, I suppose, yeah, I can see that. It could very easily make sense. So you've got the star, the dreams, manifesting the dreams, the wishes, and then you have the 5 of Wands, which is like, okay, you know, how do we actually make this happen? How do we actually do this build? You've had the tower, you've had it raised to the ground, you've had it flattened, you've had the magician going, okay, we've got everything that we need in order to build. You've got the stars, a really beautiful, powerful reading. And then you've got the 5 of Wands going, okay, let's just sort this out. Let's get things in order, which I'm sure it's a kind of, today for me, the 5 of Wands in this place feels a little bit chaotic. There's like a little bit of chaos here. There's everyone kind of going, okay, what's happening, which I think would make much sense. You can't rebirth a world and a dimension and a timeline and move through this energy without a little bit of chaos. Out of chaos we know what comes. So that's very interesting. And then so that would be the number 21 with the Fibonacci, and then the 34, let's go one further, then we've got 5 cards, which is a nice kind of number, and all the elements and the element of ether. And so the 5th card, the number 34, okay, that's interesting. So here we have the number 4, the 4 of Wands. So the number 34, which is the next in the Fibonacci sequence, obviously there isn't a 34th tarot card. But this, which would be, I'd say this for me feels like a part on a timeline, but it feels like pure potential for me as I'm doing this reading kind of quite spontaneously this evening. The 4 of Wands is a card of celebration. There's something to celebrate. There's a completion of a first stage of manifestation, and now there's work to be done. It's fire. It's like, okay, brilliant. The first stage has gone really well. We're really happy with how that has gone. Now we really get on to the next stage. It's like, say, building you building a city, and the first phase has gone really well, and the water's in, and the sacred waters that bring the energy from these beautiful fantastic star buildings, these sacred buildings that used to create energy. They're all up, and now let's keep building. Let's get the energy running and flowing. So it's like, yay, the first bit has been done. It's gone really well. And now let's carry on and keep going. Let's keep the momentum going. So that would be my reading. Just those 5 cards. I think they make perfect sense. I'm trying to make them look like a little spiral, but they don't at the moment. But that's okay. Let's just see that. So I think that's. Thank you, Roa, for the question. The King has asked the question, and it's been an absolute pleasure to do. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use little angel cards to make a little spiral, and then I'll take a photograph, and then you'll get it. And it's like, yay, there's the spiral. So you have that lovely, or I shouldn't say you, we have that lovely tower coming down, not always easy, and we have the fantastic magician going, okay, here we are. We've got everything we possibly need, and let's believe in ourselves. Let's move on to the star. We can manifest this, and let's believe in ourselves. Let's manifest it. There's going to be maybe a bit of chaos through all of this, and there's going to be then something to celebrate. We're going to have a lovely reason to celebrate with the 4 of Wands after we've decided who's in charge and whose way it's going to be done. I want it done my way. No, I want it done my way. That kind of stuff. So yes, I'll take a photograph of it and I'll put it underneath this. And thank you for the question. It's been very interesting to do a lovely Fibonacci tarot reading on moving through these timelines and these portals. So any questions on it, do fire away, and I'll be very interested in your feedback. So thank you so much.